just rambling about my travels that I did a couple of months ago. So I went to Japan and then Korea, and it was a great time, but I'm just going to talk about some of the things I did, some of the things I ate, what I enjoyed, what I did not enjoy. So I hope you enjoy. So first of all, let's talk about Japan because that's where I went first. So I went to Osaka first and then Tokyo. We took a direct flight from Australia to Seoul and then a plane from Seoul to Osaka. So it was a long journey. I think that's the longest flight that I've ever taken. It was 11 hours straight, which I don't know if I can do that again. I mean, it was nice to almost get to the destination at once, but like there was no entertainment screens. They did not offer us any food, and it was just really uncomfortable. We didn't get any blankets or, pillows or anything, and the leg room was horrible. We flew on Korean Air, I think it was. But I think last time I went to Korea, we flew on Xiamen Air, and I think my expectations were just set too high from them. Okay, I did not like going to Xiamen for a layover because there were a lot of cameras in the airport and it was a little bit scary, but the airline of Xiamen was absolutely amazing now that I know how the other ones are. Like, they offered us blankets, we had pillows, we had like at least lunch and dinner because it was not breakfast during the flight time. And yeah, there was entertainment, there was a screen on the back of the seats that had movies and games, and oh my god, this was not even on my list to talk about, but I just had the thought. Do not fly Korean Air again. For me, anyway. Maybe you like Korean Air, I don't know, but for an 11-hour flight, that was extremely uncomfortable. Luckily, I was on a window seat, so I kind of just went to sleep for the whole ride, but yeah. So we got to Osaka and the hotel was pretty nice. I mean, it was kind of small, but I expected that because I had read all the reviews, and while we were choosing a hotel to stay in, I saw that they were all like basically the same size if you're on a budget. Of course, if you have a bit more money, you can go somewhere a bit nicer, but yeah. And the hotel we stayed at had a nice free, I don't think it was free, we paid to get breakfast while we were there, so I went there once and they had Western food and Asian food, so it was really nice. There was like rice and meat and soups, and then there was like bread and fruit and cereal. The fact that I went for the bread and fruit really showed me who I am, so yeah. I'm just not someone who can have rice for breakfast. It is not in me. I would probably throw up if I had rice for breakfast, and it's not like because it tastes bad or anything. It's like so it's just a thing. And also at the Japanese hotel in Osaka, there was a free public bath, an onsen, which is actually amazing because we didn't have that in our hotel in Tokyo. So for the first time in my life, I tried that. I was so nervous because I've never done anything like that before, but luckily there was nobody there. So I got to enjoy the onsen all by myself. It was amazing. There were a lot of foreigners at the hotel, so I think maybe people were not as used to doing that as Japanese people, so there was nobody there. And then after you come out of there, there's free ice cream that you can have, and you can pay for some milk, which apparently is a Japanese tradition. You go to the public bath and then you have milk, nice cold milk. And there was also some massage chairs that was really relaxing. Like if you go to the public bath, then you're all like hot but refreshed, and then you have a nice ice cream and cold milk, and then get in the massage chair. Oh my god, you're gonna sleep so well that night. Like seriously. So anyway, the hotel was nice and the receptionists were really nice. They helped us out with whatever we needed. Although one thing I will say is that the pillows were absolutely horrible. They were about this thick. Like I could not sleep, so I had to ask for another one to at least make it a normal pillow. So yeah. Anyway, what did we do in Osaka? I didn't write everything down because I cannot remember everything that I did. It's now February, so it's been almost 2 months since we went there, and it doesn't even feel real. But we went to Universal Studios and Tokyo Disneysea when we went to Tokyo. Personally, I think Universal Studios was a little bit better than Tokyo Disneysea. When I looked on Facebook, everyone was saying like, don't miss out on Tokyo Disneysea, it's amazing, you'll love it. And it was like pretty to look at, but there are a lot of kind of children's rides. So we even went on one just to make the most out of it, and I had a little Mickey Mouse ice block, and we saw some fireworks at nighttime, which was nice. But I think the rides, if you're going for the rides rather than the view, Universal Studios is much better. And I absolutely loved Harry Potter World, or Hogwarts, whatever it's called, at Universal Studios, like, because I kind of grew up with Harry Potter, watching the movies and reading the books, and I actually kind of had it in my head, and I was seeing all these things like the flying car and Hagrid's house and things like that. I was just amazed. It felt so magical, like I was in Harry Potter. But my boyfriend, who's never watched Harry Potter, was like, eh. But I really enjoyed that. However, we lined up for the Harry Potter ride that we thought was going to be really fun, because there were so many people lined up, and we waited for about 2 hours to get on that ride, and in the end it was about 2 minutes long, and it was not even fun. It was like a kid's ride. So was on the odometer app that we downloaded on our phones, and we were going like 250 kilometers per hour, but it did not feel like that at all. So it was very interesting. And we also got to see Mount Fuji on the way there because I made sure to book the side that is on that side. And there was a little bit of snow on top of it, so that was really pretty, really pretty, really pretty, really pretty. Also, before we got on the Shinkansen, we did go to Nara Park, and we did feed the deers, which was so fun. I loved that. That was probably my favorite thing that we did in Japan, but I must say the deers are going crazy. They're going wild. If they see crackers in your hand and you are not about to give it make sure what you want to do. Anyway, ippudo ramen was absolutely delicious. Oh my god. I know it's a chain, but it was so good. The broth was so deep in flavor. The noodles were amazing. And I was so full by the end of it. So that was great. We also tried some cold soba, where you like have the sauce separately and have the noodles separately. I don't think it's the same as tsukemen, which I really wanted to try, but I feel like it's similar enough that I've tried it. That was really good. It also came with, I think it was fried eggplant or something like that, it was duck, fried duck. That was also really good, but it was really expensive for just like 2 pieces or something, 3 pieces, I don't know. We also went to the tsukiji fish market to try the food that they have there, and that is definitely overpopulated with foreigners. That's just like yeah. It was still fun to visit because that was really close to our hotel. We just walked there. I think we went twice, and I tried the tamago, the egg on a stick. That was pretty good. And I tried one of the huge daifuku, the mochi, the rice cake that had a strawberry inside. That was good, but I love all mochi, so all mochi, all daifuku. So yeah, my boyfriend tried some seafood, which is something he really wanted to do in Japan. So he got some crab and tried some fresh tuna and things like that, and he really enjoyed them. So that is good. Then we also went to the famous Gyukatsu Momo, what's it called? Momo Gyukatsu or something. And it's so funny. It was one of the best things I ate in Japan, like just melted in my mouth, and I loved it. But for some reason my boyfriend got like a really bad pot of meat. I don't know if it's because I ordered the one, there's like 1 and then 1.5 sizes, and he got a 1.5. So I think the meat is a bit bigger and thicker, and his was really bad. I tried a few pieces, and yeah, I don't know if they just didn't like him or something, but it was so bad, and mine was so good. I just had to keep apologizing to him because I felt bad for him that I had a good experience and he didn't. And I really want to go and eat that again because that was so good. Oh my god. I also tried some takoyaki, and I do not like seafood, but I can eat takoyaki, at least like the version in Australia. That's probably not authentic, but this time we ordered some authentic takoyaki, and it was really good. I loved the sauce on there. I loved how fresh it was. Did not particularly like how I could clearly feel the texture of octopus pieces in there, but I knew that that was gonna be in there, so I was expecting it, because obviously takoyaki has like octopus in it. I would prefer it without that, but it still tasted good. But the thing is, in Japan, they say it's rude to walk and eat at the same time, right? But there is nowhere to sit down and eat. So we're just like carrying this thing, and we're like, also tried sake for the first time with the meat, and it was so strong. Like, my boyfriend was drunk for like 3 days. He's weak with alcohol, but yeah. And we tried okonomiyaki with yakisoba, I think it was. And that was really good. I liked that one. And with that, we had highballs. We had a ginger highball, which was really good because it just tasted like ginger beer, so I really liked that. And we tried curry udon when we went to Nara, and that was really, really, really good. There was no line when we got there, so we got to go in straight away, but the bad thing was that it was splashing, and my padding that I was wearing everywhere because it was freezing was beige and got so dirty. It just had curry stains on it everywhere and probably still does. So that was a little bit frustrating, but it tasted good, so whatever. And then one thing that I tried that I do not recommend, but maybe you'll like it, is the Rikuro cheesecake. Rikuro cheesecake. It's recommended by everyone, right? So we lined up and we got a freshly baked one, and we tried it, but it was not that good. It was not that good. I don't know why. It just got soggy and tasted not right. I don't know. Something was not right. But then, one bad thing that happened that I almost forgot to say that almost ruined my experience, okay? I was having a bad day, I was in a bad mood, so I was like, I'm gonna go for a walk by myself. So I was out for a walk, and then I was on the way back to the hotel, and I thought, like, I should just buy some vitamin jellies and stuff to take back to my boyfriend, because he was really weak. Like, we were walking 20,000 steps a day, and it was so tiring. So I went to one of the convenience stores, and by this time we had been to a few convenience stores, so I decided to go to the self-checkout because nobody was at the checkout, and everything is in Japanese, of course, but I thought, like, I've seen it done a few times, so I can probably get it done myself. So there I am, trying to scan my items, and usually when you scan items in Australia, anyway, you actually have to get close. But then it wasn't working, and this old man who worked there came over, so angry at me, and he was like, in English, like, you don't know how to scan like this. And I was like, oh no, like, being polite. And he's like, far away, so I'm trying to do it far away, and he's like, he's just staring at me, and then he doesn't say anything, and then he, like, really angrily just takes my stuff, takes the scanner out of my hand, and he's like, do you need a bag? Like, the anger in his voice, I cannot even explain it. And I was like, yeah, because by this time I was just like, what the hell? And yeah, I mean, it seems like nothing, but I was stressed out, and he just seemed like he didn't like anyone who was not Japanese, and I was tired and I was hungry, so I just walked out of there, like, talking to myself, like, why is he so is just